Hey guys, I'm Damien from the School of Attraction, and today what I want to do is talk to you about how introverts like yourself can reduce your stress that you're receiving from Tinder and online dating apps, as well as improve your ranking all at the same time. So this may come as a surprise to some of you, but I'm actually an introvert. Now, before you go away and tap in the comments and say, there's no way you're an introvert, you seem way too confident, I need to highlight that introversion and confidence are not the same spectrum. So you can be an introvert who is confident, you can be an introvert with really great social skills, or you can be an extrovert who's got a low self-esteem or an extrovert with poor social skills. But it's just that many introverts don't get the social practice that their extroverts counterparts do, so we tend to see a correlation, but there's no actual causation or necessary link there between the two. So to get clear on what introversion is real quick, basically introversion is about how much energy you derive from the people around you. So if you're an introvert, what happens is that you actually prefer to have one-on-one conversations with people to large group conversations. And if you are around lots of people, you'll find your energy levels diminishing. So you'll need to spend alone time for a while recharging. This is exactly what I have in my life. I can go out and talk to lots of girls. I just spent a weekend doing a men's retreat, shadow work retreat around lots of people. But afterwards, I need a few days totally alone, interacting with no one just to recover. Extroverts have the opposite. They need other people to recharge. They need to be around big groups to give them energy. So how does this all apply to online dating? So let's say you're using Tinder and you're going through Tinder and you're getting lots of matches and starting lots of conversations. Now, I know this is a dream situation, but let's just say you're not getting lots of matches. Let's say you're getting 4 matches, 5 matches. Essentially what's happening is when you're getting those matches and now talking to them, starting conversations, trying to maintain multiple conversations all at once. If you're an introvert, this is something that you find draining. And I see this a lot with guys who come to me, is they're telling me that, you know what, I'm using online dating, I'm using Tinder, but I just can't be bothered, just so much effort, it's just not worth it. And I got to admit that I have fallen into this trap a number of times where I feel like I just can't even be bothered having a proper conversation with anyone because it's just too much work to think about to make every single conversation really interesting. And so what happens and what we find is that because of this, extroverts find it easier to do well on Tinder and other online dating apps because they love having these multiple conversations all at once. They love the energy of thinking about interesting things to say to every single person. That's much more up their social preference alley. But I've learned for myself, first as a test subject, and then a number of clients that I've worked with, that actually, as introverts, there is a better strategy, and that better strategy actually helps your ranking on Tinder and all the other dating apps as well. So how does this work? Well, what you do is you think like an introvert. That means you keep the number of conversations you're having to a minimum. That means what I do now is when I'm using Tinder on my phone, I will literally go through and I will only swipe until I have 2 matches. So in my Tinder right now, I have like 22 women who have liked me, who are sitting there in the edge. I'm not interacting with them. I'm only jumping in there, finding 2 I want to talk to and starting those 2 conversations. So I only ever have 2 conversations going on Tinder at once. And what I do is I put a lot of effort into those 2 conversations. So that way I don't get any burnout, which I was getting before. I'm like, I just can't be bothered trying to keep all these conversations interesting by just focusing on the 1 or 2. What you're doing is you are leaning on your skills as an introvert, because introverts are actually usually really good at one-on-one conversations. They suck at group conversations, or they don't like group conversations. Now, this is a really great strategy. So what I do is I do that until one of them, or both of them, stop talking to me, don't interact, I lose interest, whatever happens, then I go and find another match. So I've only ever got 2, maybe 3 women at the same time that I'm talking to on there. I'm not using the strategy that a lot of guys use of let's get all the matches possible, put it through a big sieve and see who comes out the other end. So what I found doing that, first of all, is that I get far more of my matches turning into dates because each match is getting proper attention and therefore I'm having interesting conversation with each of them. But the second thing that I've noticed that's really interesting is that my ranking has stayed high or has grown higher. Now, the reason for this is not really too hard to think about when you look into it, and it's this. What Tinder wants to do, or any online dating app, is they want to keep women pleased, because as unfair as it is, just like in clubs, nightclubs, and things like that, where all the hot women are, where all the women want to go, is where the men will follow. So you keep the women happy and the men will then follow in their footsteps. So what these online dating apps actually do is they look at what men behave in a way that will make the most women happy. So one of the big frustrations they know that women have on their apps is guys match with them and then have really poor quality conversation, or they match with them and then don't talk to them at all. So what they've done is they've realized, okay, men who match with lots and lots of women and only converse a little bit with each woman are poor quality male profiles. So it doesn't completely de-rank these guys, but it definitely hurts their ranking. And I've noticed that myself as well. When I made the switch, I started to get consistent likes by women over a long period of time. I haven't reset my Tinder profile in, I'm going to say 10 months now, because I've been using this strategy. And so, yeah, Tinder definitely appears to be recognizing, and the other apps as well, recognizing guys who are constantly trying to get more and more matches versus guys focusing on a small number of women. By the way, guys, I've found this really fascinating. I live this stuff. If you love this stuff too, definitely give my channel a thumbs up and subscribe, because I love delivering more and more content like this. And by you guys subscribing and giving me a thumbs up tells me what kind of content to make more of for you. And so, yeah, this strategy has helped a lot of my clients to improve their profiles and really reduce the stress they're feeling. Because if you feel like you're having to have all these conversations, you just tend to let everything drop, and it's not worth all the effort. If you guys really are struggling to get matches and dates on Tinder or any other online dating app, I highly recommend you check out my School of Online Dating program. I'll throw a link up here and down in the comments too. Basically, I'm going to talk you through everything from how to create an ideal profile that gets likes, how to interact with those likes to get dates, how to avoid women flaking, and everything in between. It's a full back-to-back program, and what's more, I'm regularly on. We've got a Facebook group only for program members. And in that private group, I am on every single day giving feedback on profiles, conversations, how to get better results, and everything in between. So you get a direct line, not just to me, but also other coaches. We're all on there every day giving feedback to guys about their profiles. So if you're really serious about getting results online, I definitely recommend you go and check that out right now. For the rest, guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.